Imagine this. You are the modern woman, educated, independent, self-sufficient. You were told a simple, beautiful lie that your career, your achievements, your ability to build a life entirely on your own terms would be your greatest asset in finding a partner. You stand at the pinnacle of your personal empire, yet you feel a silent, chilling vacancy in the very architecture of your soul. The world applauds your resilience, but in the quiet hours, you confront a devastating paradox. Your very completeness seems to have rendered you unnecessary. To a man, you are a finished monument, impressive to behold, but offering no space for him to lay a single brick to feel the primal satisfaction of being needed. How could this be? How could becoming everything they said you should be create a loneliness so profound it echoes in your most crowded rooms? This is the great, unspoken question haunting a generation of exceptional women. It is not a failure of your ambition, but a catastrophic misunderstanding of the male soul, a fundamental miscalculation of what forges an unbreakable bond. The very belief designed to empower you has, in a cruel twist, built the walls of your own isolation. What is this simple, ruinous belief? And why does its poison feel so much like strength? The belief is deceptively simple. I am complete on my own. It's a mantra of modern empowerment, a psychological fortress built brick by brick from justified desires for autonomy. Yet this is the very foundation that crumbles the potential for sacred union. Philosophically, it's a rejection of the fundamental dialectic, the tension between opposites that creates all life and meaning. Carl Jung saw the self as a coniunctio oppositorum, a conjunction of opposites, where wholeness is not self-sufficiency, but the sacred integration of masculine and feminine principles within, and crucially, between two people. Your declaration of completeness is not strength. It is a spiritual termination of this necessary dance. Jean-Paul Sartre famously wrote, "Hell is other people, but the deeper, more personal hell is when you no longer need another person at all. You have become a closed system, a perfect, sterile universe of one." This isn't empowerment. It's existential lockdown. You have been conditioned by a culture that prizes transactional independence over relational vulnerability, convincing you that needing a man is a regression, rather than the very pulse of a shared, animating purpose. The fortress is secure, but no one can get in, and you can no longer get out. So what is the silent, corrosive consequence of living within these walls? If these hidden psychological forces resonate with you, subscribe now. We are just beginning to unravel the layers of this conditioning, and the path ahead reveals the silent consequences already shaping your reality. Let me know in the comments if you've ever felt this existential lockdown in your own relationships. The consequence is a silent, spiritual atrophy. You have become the sun of your own solar system, and a man, no matter how bright, can only ever be a distant asteroid in your orbit. He feels this intuitively. His ancient, hardwired purpose, to provide, to protect, to build with someone, is rendered obsolete before he even picks up a tool. This isn't about money or status. It's about the irreplaceable human need to be necessary. Your total independence creates a vacuum where his masculinity cannot breathe. He may admire you, desire you, even love you, but he will not feel the deep, resonant call to build a legacy through you. This is the unseen crisis. You wonder why connections feel transient, why passion fades into polite coexistence. It is because you have unknowingly engineered a relationship with no gravitational pull. You have confused partnership with parallel play. The cognitive bias of the Dunning-Kruger effect is at play here. You are so competent in one domain of life, self-sufficiency, that you overestimate its universal value, blinding you to the deeper, more chaotic, and infinitely more rewarding realm of interdependent vulnerability. You have optimized yourself out of the very equation that creates an unbreakable bond. But if this is the trap, what is the key? How do you dismantle the fortress without destroying the strength it was built to protect? The rebellion is not a surrender of your strength. but a radical reclamation of a more profound power, the power of invitation. It begins with a counterintuitive, almost heretical shift from the declaration, "I am complete," to the sacred question, "What can we create together that I cannot alone?" This is the mindset of the architect, not the monument. You must learn to deliberately leave gaps in your own perfection, not as a weakness, but as an act of profound trust and creation. It is the space you leave for him to fill, the void that calls upon his strength, his ingenuity, his protective instinct. This is the alchemy that transforms a modern woman into an irreplaceable partner. Think of the great historical partnerships: Pierre and Marie Curie, Franklin and Eleanor Roosevelt. Their power was not in their individual completeness, but in their shared, combustible incompleteness. The way their combined efforts yielded a third, transcendent entity, the partnership itself. Your task is to dismantle the sterile fortress and instead build a shared hearth. It means moving your identity from "I am a rock" to "we are a bridge." This requires a courage far beyond independence. The courage to choose dependence not from desperation, but from divine strategy. But this act of creation leads to one final staggering truth about the very nature of love itself. This rebellion against modern conditioning requires a new way of seeing. Subscribe for more videos that provide these counterintuitive strategies. And if this shift from monument to architect struck a chord, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. The ultimate truth is this: love is not a merger of two finished souls, but the alchemical birth of a third, entirely new entity, the relationship itself. A shared soul that requires both of you to breathe. Your fierce, hard-won independence was never the enemy. It was merely the raw material. The final, paradigm-shifting realization is that you are not meant to be a self-contained universe, but a gravitational force in a shared cosmos. Your completeness was the training, not the destination. The real journey begins when you willingly make yourself incomplete again, not out of lack, but out of a surplus of love, offering him the sacred tools of your own becoming. This is the poetic reversal that redefines everything. True power in love is not found in needing no one, but in having the profound courage to choose someone, to make your need a gift, your vulnerability a strength. It is the shift from being the architect of your own prison to becoming the co-creator of a living world. So let the old beliefs shatter. Stop building monuments to your solitude, and instead, dare to leave the door to your soul, not just unlocked, but held open by an unwavering hand, inviting him not to admire what you've built, but to build what you have only ever dreamed of, together. If this final truth redefines something for you, ensure you don't miss what's next by subscribing. Our journey into the depths of connection continues. Let me know in the comments what you are now ready to co-create.